this is the demo on partition. So we'll see like how to do partition. For that we have one data set called EMP, and it has some values like employee ID, name, then the name of the country, age, and the profession of the person. So on the basis of this, we have created one table. So you can see here like employee ID, name, then we have country, age, and then profession. So these fields have been added there, and the data is loaded into this particular table. So that for that we have used load data locally in path, and you can see here like this has loaded. It has taken around 0.381 second to load this particular data. So that's how we have created one table. Now we have to go for partitioning. So always remember like to do partitioning, otherwise it is not specified. So we have to specify, we have to write certain uh, code there so that it will start specifying the partitioning and bucketing. So we have to make certain changes. So what we'll be doing, you can do this from this prompt also, or you can do it from your lower prompt also. So let me do one thing like let me first of all specify certain execution point that will be setting the execution point for partitioning and bucketing. So in this example, we are only taking partition. So what we'll do like first of all, let us see like whether this table has been created. So say select star from employee. So this is what this is created. Let us also see here like if the employee is created. So we say here Hadoop fs-ls slash user, then hive, then warehouse, and in warehouse we have employee.db. So let us see whether it has created something like that. Okay, so it is saying no such file. So let us first of all find out why it is saying, because we have already created, but then where we have created that we have to ensure. So we have to see like which database we are using. So that also you have to specify here. So I am putting here the name of the database that we have used. So why it has given the error? Because there is no such database called employee. Okay, so again it is creating problems. So we have already created one database. We have to see like where it has been created. So warehouse is there and we have mukund.db. So always remember this part, like if suppose we are specifying the name of the database here, so you have to put what? .db always. So if suppose you are not putting, like here we have said what? Mukund only. So if suppose we do Mukund only, so this one will recognize what is Mukund, but this one is not going to recognize what is Mukund. So it is concatenating .db, or it is adding .db to each of the databases that those are created. So let us put it here. Whatever it says, we have to follow. So now we can see like, okay, so mukund.db is there, and in this mukund.db, this particular table has not been created. So always remember this part, like where you have created, that is again important. Like if suppose I say like show tables, so whether it has created, so this has been created, but then where? So we have to check that. So we have two databases here. So if it is not created, then probably it is created inside the sales.db. So always remember guys, like if suppose you are creating any particular database, so before that and the table, whenever you are creating table, so you have to specify like which table you have created and how it is. So you can see like always remember like whenever you are starting something, so use. So once you use it, then you are sure that you are into that particular database and there is no harm in that. So always use I was supposed to create this table inside cells only. Now employee table has been created in cells. So we are into cells. So let me see like cells DB, and then I'm saying employee. So this way we can debug and we can find out like is there any problem, if suppose I have created something or messed up something, so how we can find out the things there. Okay, so now you can see like inside employee, the table we have created, this is the data set. So we have data set name EMP. So intentionally the name was kept so that you will understand that the name of the table and data set can differ. And if suppose you are having the name of the data set something else, then it will reflect like this. So if suppose we want to go further inside, we are just saying like I am putting here EMP. Okay, so now you can see that EMP is what? EMP, inside EMP is a file. So let us put there EMP, and I say here cat. So as I told you earlier also, like whenever you are creating a database, it is a folder with the extension of .db, and the table that you are creating again a subfolder inside the particular database, and then you will have the name of the file as it was named in the dataset. So let us see this now. Okay, so we are specifying here the name of the dataset. So you can see here this is the file which is there, and the information is stored in this place. Why we have shown you this data, that I'll let you know later, but as of now we have seen that the employee table has been created, and now we are to set certain uh, execution point for partitioning and bucketing to take place. So what we are supposed to do here, let me clear the screen first, and then I'll write certain commands. So the commands are set hive dot exec. So we are executing what? So we are executing dynamic partition. So we'll be doing partitioning. So dynamic partition dot mode equals to non-strict. This is the first thing we'll be writing. So set, and the execution order can be anything. So we are setting hive dot exec dot dynamic dot partition dot mode equals to non-strict. This is set. Now the second thing we'll be doing, so we are saying set hive dot exec dot dynamic dot partition. Now instead of non-strict we'll say it true. So we are making the partition as true. So in first one non-strict, now we are making the partition as true. Then the third thing we'll be doing, so we are saying now set hive dot enforce. So now what we are going to enforce? So we are going to enforce now bucketing. So this is the example for partitioning, but then you have to do bucketing. So I say here bucketing, that can be used some other time, but then this way you are writing, you are enforcing bucketing also. So you are saying set hive dot enforce dot bucketing equals to true, and we are executing that also. So now we are ready for partitioning. So the original table is employee, and we'll be creating one table based on that employee. So what we'll write for partitioning, so we are creating a table employee part. So we are creating one table called employee part, and it has EMP ID So we are specifying EMP ID here. So EMP ID, this is a string, comma, name, again a string, comma, country, string, comma, age. Age is integer. So we have employee ID, we have name, we have country, and we have age. So this is complete. Now we have to do partition. So partition on what? So that you have to specify. So partition. So partition by. So we are saying partition by, we have to partition on the basis of a particular column, that is profession. So we have not specified profession within the bracket. So we are saying based on profession, we are partitioning the data. Now this is partition by. Profession is also a string, so we are specifying a string here, and then we say row format delimited, then fields terminated by comma, fields terminated, fields, always remember this is not field, fields terminated by comma, and then I can say store as text file and semicolon. So we are creating a new table called employee part. So again, you have to see like what mistake we have made there. So space is always a mistake. Enter. So it is created, and a new table has been created. It's just a table. So as of now, we have specified that there will be a field on which we are doing partitioning. Now the data will come from the original table, that was employee table. So the employee table, let us see, I say describe employee. So you have employee ID, name, country, age, and profession. So all these things we have specified in the new table where we are doing the partitioning. So from where the data will come? So the data will come from this particular employee table only. So this is the source of the table, source of the data. So it has a normal data, and another table will have what? The partition data. So from employee E2, so we are creating one object of this employee table E2, so that we can refer the columns of this employee when we are inserting the value in the new table. So from employee E2, insert. So where to insert? So we are saying insert, overwrite. If the data is already there, overwrite it. So insert, overwrite. Which table we have to do that? So we have table called employee underscore part. This is the new table that we have just created, and the partition will be based on what? Profession. So we have just specified that the partitioning will be based on profession, and then we are saying select. So from where? So from E2, that is the object. So E2 will be referring the employee table. So this is the employee table, and from employee table we are getting what? So we are getting EMP ID. So EMP ID we are taking. Then with the help of E2, then we are taking name, comma. Then with the help of E2, we are now going for country, Then with the help of E2, we are taking what? Age. And we are also getting the data for profession. So we have to specify, because the data is originally coming from the table only. And then in this table we'll be partitioning the data. But then the source is that one only. Okay. So E2.profession, and it will be distributed by. So I say distribute by profession. So distribute by profession. That's it. So let us check it again. So from employee E2, we are inserting overwriting table employee underscore part, and in this one we are having what? Partition on the basis of profession, and then we are selecting the columns and all. So let us put this way. So you can see a job has started running. It will take a little bit time, so it is limiting the information. The size of the data is not very huge, but then what is happening, like it is partitioning internally. So you have the mapper and reducer working. You can see here the execution has already started. So it will take some time, and we'll be able to see this information. So now see, the map has started, 0% maps, and reduce 0%. So map completed 100%, mapping has happened. Reduce also completed. And something is happening, and then it is saying that it is complete. Now let us see one thing, like I say select star from employee underscore part. So we have the data, there is no change in the data. So data has come. So how we'll understand like what happened internally? So we say like Hadoop FS hyphen ls and we know like sales DB is the database. Now this time we are not using employee. So what we are doing, like we are saying here employee underscore part. So let us see like whether this is there, employee underscore part. Okay, so let me check again. So sales.db we are going. So sales.db is there, and we have employee underscore part as small case. So we have created what? Employee underscore part. So that's the table that we have created here. So you can see here like the table has been created, and I have written what? E capital and P capital. But then here it is creating what? Employee underscore part. So let us go for that. So what we do now, make the change, and always understand that there is a difference between like Unix prompt or Linux prompt. So it is case sensitive, so it will not show you if suppose you are doing some mistake. So we have this employee part available. So what happened now, you can see lots of like directory has been created. So refer this one, profession equals to director, then profession equals to firefighter. Means what happened on the basis of the partitioning, and we have selected what profession. So every time you can see profession and so on. So if suppose we have to go for profession as a lawyer or firefighter or writer, so you have to specify. So for example, suppose see this one is saying like writer. So copying this one and then I say Hadoop fs hyphen ls and the full path. So you have to specify like this. So this is partitioned on the basis of this, and you can see like it has created one part file. If suppose we have huge data, then you'll have like you can see here double zero double zero double zero underscore zero. So if suppose you have huge data, then you'll have 1 2 3 4 5 and so on. So now let us see can we go for visualizing this data. So 6 underscore 0, and we are going to do what, cat. So cat there and press enter. So see here, it is only giving you the data related to that particular one. So writer, if you specify here, you can see here these are the information like Sandy, France, and then 26 and so on. So only these two values are, or these two records are there. So it has been partitioned. And what will happen if suppose you are specifying partitioning? So definitely the query will be like very fast, because it is to refer only that particular partition only. So that's the beauty of partitioning. Thank you very much for watching this video.